Hey guys, welcome to another Game Explained discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Ash Paulson alone since Derek's on vacation to discuss all the Smash Bros. Updates from this past week. So let's get started. Alright Ash, well this week was, like many we've had before, where there's some good things, some, kind of dull things. Overall, I think it was a good week though. And, on Monday we found out a new character coming to Smash Run, or not really a new character, because he actually appeared in Brawl Subspace Emissary, specifically the Poppant. And apparently this time he'll hop around or scamper around rather, and he'll drop items. So I'm probably just gonna, be in there to mix things up as kind of what Smash Run is all about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, as we saw at E3, there's already so much chaos going on in Smash Run all the time, and so many little things you can find, and that's just this guy will just add to all that. And I'm wondering if he'll just drop items you can use, like on the fire bar or the hammer or things like that, or if he'll drop things like trophies or gold or things like that.
That's a really good one. Yeah, but in this picture, all we're seeing are like candy and presents. Yeah. Neither of which I think are things we've seen before.
Yeah, I mean that might just be his trophy.
Right.
I mean I wish someone would come give me candy and presents.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I almost feel like I saw them in Smash Run when we were playing and just didn't really take note of them.
Oh, that could be. I mean, there were so many things going on in that mode.
Yeah.
That's going to be a mode that's going to require a lot of exploration to fully see everything it has to offer, I think.
I was watching the Nintendo Live at the Treehouse thing during E3, like all the stuff on the eShop.
Right.
After E3, and I watched both of the Smash Run videos or 3DS videos, and there really is a lot to that mode that you will never see the same thing twice, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the case in Kirby Air Ride, and it seems like there's only going to be more of the case in Smash Run.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I definitely am eager to try more, especially more eager than I seemed to in our discussion when we discussed it, but I was grumpy that day.
Right. I remember that.
Now, I'm sure you do. Now, on top of the Poppant that drops items, we got a second picture that day that shows the gold Beetle from Pikmin. Now, if you played Pikmin before, you might remember if you threw Pikmin at the gold Beetle, he would drop gold, or rather these, I forget what it was called, nectar, actually.
Right.
I think that your Pikmin could use to suck up and you get stronger. And now Sakurai says here that you can keep hitting him for gold, which is a bit different. But I know you saw some things about the gold, right, Ash?
If you watch the Treehouse videos, Nate Bildorf talks about currency that can be used across various modes in the game, which is gold. So you get gold across these modes, which you can then use in other modes. So it literally is, and you see it in the Wii U version too. After each battle, it'll show you like how many gold coins you got. Mm-hmm. So it's a currency that's used across both versions of the game. That in various modes, it seems like it helps you unlock things, or you can buy things in various modes. So it seems like there's a lot going into just the overall game's economy this time around for Smash Brothers. So yeah, I don't know exactly what gold will be used for, but my guess is that gold is somewhat difficult to come by generally. So when you find one of these iridescent glint beetles, then it'll you can get a bunch just by hitting them over and over again.
Yep, sounds good. It was always fun to do in Pikmin games, so I'm sure it'll be somewhat fun to do here.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to Tuesday, we get a look at another new outfit of Little Mac, being the pink sweatshirt that he's so famous for in the cutscene from the original Punch-Out game. And I love this. Like, I actually never really played the original Punch-Out much, yet this outfit is so iconic, you don't have to appreciate it.
Exactly. I mean, how can you not love it? You got a bright pink sweatshirt and sweatpants and bright green gloves. I mean, how can you... I don't ever want to use Little Mac without this costume.
I feel like if you're not playing as a pink sweatshirt run, you're not playing as Little Mac.
Exactly. And I mean, between this and the Link alt costume last week, we had divided opinions on. It does seem, though, that we're seeing more and more that each character is probably going to have some sort of alt costume that's not just a color change.
Yeah, so, the thing with Link is that it was basically a texture swap, which, is still better. That's better than just a pure palette swap. Whereas here, this is a custom model they made for Little Mac.
Right.
And this is something we've seen, with a few of the new characters now. So I'm wondering if this is something that they're going to have, a feature that's going to be mostly for the new characters, with these really in-depth costume changes, or I'm hoping that they'll, bring it onto older characters as well, similar to how Wario had the, his couple different forms in Brawl.
Right. No, I hope so too. I mean, alt costumes are always fun. They really add to the life of a fighting game like this. And I hope this is, a message or a sign from Sakurai that they're really going all out with alts this time.
Well, and Sakurai, does say that not everything's been revealed yet in a follow-up post to this, which is kind of exciting. Now, speaking of suits or costumes, or whatever you want to call it, Wednesday's picture we get a look at the Mii Gunner. And we can see that the arm cannon's design will actually change depending on the outfit that the Mii is wearing. But even though everything else stays the same, like attacks and projectiles. I don't have much to add to this. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I mean, I haven't really looked at it in too much detail, but I do like that the Mii Gunner's gun in this costume looks almost like a Samus arm cannon, which is kind of neat. And I don't know. I mean, a tuxedo is pretty cool. I don't know if what they'll do for alt Mii costumes for the Mii Fighter and the Mii Brawler or Sword Fighter and Brawler. So I mean, it really does seem like they're going pretty in depth if they're creating alternate costumes for the different 3 kinds of Mii fighters.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. I mean, and it does encompass, what Miis are about, and that's, customizing them.
Right.
Even though clothing hasn't really been typically a feature set of that, I mean, it's taking the basic idea of the Miis and expanding upon it, which is awesome. I mean, I do have to say, I do like, at least in principle, what they're doing here with the Miis. I mean, because originally, when we first heard that they might be in the game, based on the leaks, and also based on, just common knowledge. I mean, obviously they would consider me to be a fighter in this game, as they did with Brawl, apparently. I thought that they would base it on, games Mii already appeared in. And I actually kind of dig the fact that they're making him his own thing here, which again, is actually more true to the Mii than that they had based it on, other games Mii had appeared in, if that makes sense.
That's true. No, it really is. And, based on what Sakurai here says about the arm cannon's design changing, depending on the outfit, I think we can pretty much surmise that it's not just going to be the tuxedo that he has, or that the Mii Gunner has. There'll probably be several different outfits that you'll be able to choose from.
Yep, I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to Thursday, we got a couple of pictures of Mega Man.
Right.
And specifically, 2 that appear in Mega Man's Final Smash, being Mega Man.exe and Mega Man Walnut. And Sakurai notes that even though they only appear for a split second, the modeling is very detailed. And that's why in the second update he gave for that day, he's like, we're making trophies out of them too, because they look awesome.
Which, if you know me, this was like the coolest update of all time for me.
Dude, you could not contain it. Like, you IM'd me like instantly.
Yeah,
like,
no, it was great. Yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, I feel like we've gotten other Mega Man Final Smash updates before, but this one's awesome just because now we have confirmation that they're making trophies out of them. I figured they probably would. But I just, I still can't get over the fact that he's even in this game, and seeing, as a fan, seeing Mega Man Walnut and Mega Man.exe, and then my favorite character ever, Mega Man X, as a trophy, I'm just like, man, I need this game right now. Right. I can't even deal with this at all. But no, I mean, I'm super excited, and I kind of noted when I was playing the game at E3 that their models were really nice for, just for a split second. So I'm not at all surprised they're making trophies out of them.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Final Smash just always looked super impressive. Like, it might be my favorite looking Final Smash that we've seen so far. And that's coming from one who didn't even play Mega Man growing up, or even Mega Man at all. Like, I've played maybe 5 minutes of Mega Man 9 or 10, and that's it. But even I can appreciate like what they're doing here. Again, he's like such an iconic character. It's there was no avoiding Mega Man. I watched a cartoon in back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. I think if there's any bad thing to say about this, it's just it's kind of getting me jonesing for things I know will never happen. Like, I see an HD model of Mega Man.exe here. It makes me really want an HD Mega Man Battle Network game. But I know it's never going to happen, so it's very bittersweet.
Nintendo just needs to buy Capcom and make all these games happen.
I hear you. It needs to, yeah. I'm all down with that idea.
Although, to be fair, Nintendo can barely make their own old IPs happen, so maybe that's not the best course of action.
That's a good point, too, so maybe that's not the best idea.
Here's what they do. They have Sakurai, because he's updating Mega Man. Have Sakurai helm the next Mega Man game, right?
Right. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Just Kid Icarus style. Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Do like a Kid Icarus Uprising style revival. I'd be so down with that.
Then you can follow it up with the next Pac-Man game, and we're good.
Yeah. There you go. Speaking of Pac-Man.
There we go. Perfect segue. Friday gave us a pretty good look at the 3DS Pac-Man stage. Again, exclusive to the 3DS version. And it functions, kind of like I think how we predicted, where the power, where the dots do play a crucial role in the game, similar to the new Super Mario Bros. 2 stage, where collecting 100 gold coins enhances your character. This time, however, when you eat 100 dots, a Power Pellet appears in the color of your character. And apparently only you'll be able to eat it. And when you do, ghosts will become vulnerable, you know, just like in the game. So you can, I guess, maybe run up and eat them or punch them or whatever. But here's the thing. Sakurai mentions this only applies to the person who ate the Power Pellet, which is kind of cool, but that's, you know, that makes sense.
Right.
And he goes on to mention that they can do this because of it being on 3DS. So the ghosts can appear, you know, as being blue and vulnerable on your screen. Whereas I'm guessing they'll retain their normal colors on your opponent's screens.
Yeah, he even says they can still damage your opponents, you know, on their screens. Right. So my guess is they'll probably look normal on your opponent's screens, but then they'll look edible on your screen. Yeah,
so that makes a ton of sense. I think that's a really cool way of doing this.
Yeah,
and it is a really smart use of the 3DS. Like, I'm actually hoping there's more examples like this. But this isn't just a, you know, one-stage thing.
No, me too. This is the first we've heard of you know, them utilizing the, you know, what's uniquely possible with this kind of game on the 3DS into making a stage like this. We haven't had this yet, so I'm right there with you. I really hope we'll see other stages that kind of, you know, leverage the fact that you're playing on a handheld, on your own handheld screen. Versus, you know, everyone looking at the same screen, because there are a lot of neat ideas they could do with that. So I'm right there with you. I hope they do something, you know, like that in another stage, maybe even the 3DS Mega Man stage, which we haven't seen yet.
Now, one thing I'm wondering, it's a minor thing, but in Pac-Man, when you ate the Power Pellet, I believe all the ghosts are like basically reverse direction, like immediately.
Right.
Do you think that's going to happen here? Because it might look weird for the other players if they do, because they're still presumably...
Oh, that's a good point.
Right? But on your screen, it looked weird if they didn't. I mean, only if you know how Pac-Man works.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I guess, for me, I'm leaning toward them not changing direction at all. I think they'll just keep doing what they're doing.
I feel like it would be too much of a tell, like you just said, for other opponents to see the ghost suddenly switch direction all at the same time. And they're like, oh, wait, so this is what's happening.
Well, that's a good one. Well, I guess that's a good one, too. Do you think they try to tie that, though? I mean... I guess I wonder, would the other characters see the Power Pellet appear? I guess they would. They'd see the Power Pellet appear, but it's going to be your character's character. Or, sorry, color. Will they draw, like, attention to that? Like, will your character, like, just start, like, glowing? And I guess we do see Pac-Man here, like, kind of glowing with sparkles and stuff. And he even got a red outline, too.
Well, Sakurai doesn't specifically say that you won't be able to see the character being powered up. All he really says is that the monsters will become vulnerable only on the screen of the person who got the Power Pellet.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, we can take that at face value and assume that everything else will be viewable by everyone. Mm-hmm. It's just the ghosts that don't change on your opponent's screens.
Right. I think that makes sense. I will say, even though this is a super simplistic looking stage, I dig it. Like, I love how
Me too.
It captures the look. Like, you instantly know what this is. And
oh, yeah.
You even see, like, the point counter, like, you know, Pac-Man getting points in the second screenshot. There's like a 200 point thing there. Which, again, just another neat little touch. So, yeah, I think this is awesome. You know what else I wonder? I wish I had checked this before. But I wonder if this arena is going to change layouts too.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Kind of like the Balloon Fight arena.
Right.
Because, you know, there were multiple Pac-Man stages. You know, at least in the sequels, like Miss Pac-Man, for instance.
Right.
So I think it'd be cool they did that here.
I think so too. And not only that, but I could almost guarantee you that this stage is going to look especially good with the 3D slider on, because retro type games always seem to look best with a 3D slider on the 3DS. So I bet this game I bet this stage with its simplicity and just, you know, its simple outline shapes and the pellets, I feel like is going to look awesome with the 3D on the 3DS.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, final thought I have about this. Do you think anything will happen when you eat the ghosts at all? Like, will you get any kind of benefit from that, or is it just purely, like, it almost seems like that would work against you in some sense, because you'd want them to stick around to damage your opponent.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if maybe it'll restore your health, mayby by a little.
That'd be cool.
Possibly, or you know, reduce
cool.
your percent. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So I wonder if that's maybe what'll happen.
Interesting idea. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, well, I think that wraps up our Smash Bros. Discussion this week. So thanks guys for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more on Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS and other things gaming as well. All right, thanks guys. Bye.